In these circles that we travel, kind of, let's just call them spirituality circles, we can have this subtle, not so subtle belief that, um, what we're looking for, freedom, awakening, and so on, is somehow dependent upon something. Um, our seeing clearly depends upon jumping onto another Zoom call, um, reading another book, doing another meditation, going on another retreat. And it isn't to say that those things can't be supportive. I mean, I certainly see these meetings as providing a kind of, I don't know, shall we say, reminder, pointing us back to something maybe that's being overlooked. So no denying that, the power of that. But I think it's really important to see and appreciate that being of this moment, which is what it's all about. The sheer existence of this, which is so astonishing and inexplicable, and the basis of everything, right? The basis of everything is its being, its existence, its primal existence. That doesn't depend upon anything. It's simply here, isn't it? It's here before you pick up the book. It's here before you hop on the next Zoom call, isn't it? It's here before we do anything to notice it, anything to recognize it. It's uncaused by anything we might do. It's not conditioned by circumstance, not conditioned by our activity. You could say it's the very basis of our activity. It's the very, it's the cause of everything. Depends upon nothing. For the longest time, gosh, probably a couple of decades, I really thought that I had to do something to bring this about. So I meditated like a crazy person. Somehow that was going to turn the light of reality on in some way, turn the clarity on. But the clarity is already here. The clarity of being, the clarity of wakefulness. This is already on 1,000%, blazing, shining brightly, with nothing needing to be done, right? You see that? The words that I'm speaking are not creating it, obviously. They're not doing it. They're not giving rise to it. They're not revealing it. The moment is revealed somehow. Its presence is being revealed in each flash moment. It's its own cause, we could say. It's its own genesis. Just feel that. Feel that this is already here, isn't it? This astonishing miracle. This incredible vitality and aliveness and its luscious being that is being everything, being each moment being each thought, being each perception, being each person, place, and thing. The very being that is listening, the very being that might be thinking about the words being spoken, the very words being spoken, all of them, this inexplicable miracle of being. And it's here effortlessly. It doesn't require work, it does not require effort. Isn't it just flowing spontaneously and effortlessly as each moment? And the wakefulness of the moment, the knowing of the moment is intrinsic to the moment, and it's here effortlessly, isn't it? Not because there's some trying to become awake to the moment. The moment is known. The presence of the moment, the knowing of the moment are, it's like saying the same thing. And somehow it's just here. It's just here without any cause whatsoever. There's no, you can't find the beginning of this moment. You can't find what came before the moment. You just find the flash that's just here. This being, the being of everything, does not come and go, contrary to what we often imagine. We often imagine it can slip away, right? Where did it go? I lost that feeling of being. No, you didn't. You can't lose it. Let's see. Where would it go? I mean, you will lose your experience. We're losing our experience all the time. That is the nature of experience, to be lost. It's such a trippy thing how obvious the vanishing of the moment is, and the absolute ungraspable nature of this. Like, you just cannot grab hold of it and keep it from slipping away, right? Try as we might. And yet it's always here. Which doesn't make any logical sense, right? It's got to be one or the other. But it's both. Vanishing, vanishing, vanishing. In a sense, never actually even here. It vanishes so quickly, but always here. This is literally what we're feeling. We're feeling the ever here-ness of this. It's being felt. And we're feeling the impossibility of holding it in place at the same time. But we don't need to hold it in place. There's nothing to hold in place. There's nothing to hold on to. That's what we tend to think, that something happens that feels in accord with how we'd like things to be, or what we think represents freedom or clarity or the ground that we're searching for. But it needn't be held on to. It can't be held on to, but needn't be held on to, because it's appearing as everything. So it never, in that sense, never goes away. You never lose. The ground is never lost. I mean, you are the ground. So the ground of being. So then we're visited by those experiences that might not feel great. They might not feel comfortable. They might feel like something's out of whack, right? That's the ground. That's what the ground looks like sometimes. It can look like anything, reality, it would seem. Incredible diversity of life, all the flavors of life. But all of it is this ceaseless flow of being, isn't it? Everything is. That's its basis, that's its primal, its presence. Always different, but always here. That is the key thing to see, in my view, is that the that which we long for, the freedom, the openness, the aliveness, the sense of being home, is not found in particularities. It's not found in certain versions of reality. It is found in all versions of reality. That's why it's never absent. It is all versions of reality. There's only reality. Only this. Impossible to lose. I thought for the longest time that I wasn't home, of course, so I went on a search for home and all the different forms that search took, and until reality hit me over the head very hard. Um, in some ways, it's just constantly hitting us over the head. This is home. This is home. Right where you are. You see, everything else is a fantasy. What was an instant ago is a fantasy. It's not here. What might be is a fantasy. It's not here. What's actual? This. It's here now.